It don't show green here. Look how I go see me there. Eh? It don't show green here. Can you see me? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 155 edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. Yes, I will say sorry for starting a little bit late. Yes, I will say that the global market, as we speak now, has extended the positive trend we saw last week at this first trading day of the week to open a positive on a higher sentiment. And this is as a result of what? Of the United Kingdom fiscal update expected also to give more light as the new finance minister and also the chancellor all are putting things head together to make sure that they save this region or this economy from what for collapsing. This also have boosted confidence around the globe. Also, they had an expected inflation report in US. Market is still trying to digest that. We saw it, on Friday coming down, but this morning we also seen all the indicators, the primary indicator, market indices for that market is also in green at this hour. This is sign to tell you that investors across the globe are still looking at what is happening in the market as we speak now, and that is how to invest. And I always encourage us here that anytime you are making your investment, always put your support and your support resistance, and also use your stop loss at all time. Your entering and your exit strategy also should be should guide you when you are taking your investment decision. As all eyes and on this new British finance minister announcing another tax and also spending measure to guide investors. You can see that even the pounds there of in terms of FX market we're seeing looking up gradually again at this hour. It tells you that these are factors that really control the market or influence the market positively or negatively. When they are seeing such a sentiment coming out from a region like this around the matured market, you see it has the way of what kind of affecting other markets also positively in that direction to keep trend for positive, so that at the end of the day, investors will be in for what for good decision to make. But I believe that it is this observation that are also going to make a good no profit for investors that understand to trade what chart. That's why I say you must always look what that pictorial word chart, because it tells you the sentiment and the psychology of this people that are in the market. Yes, fundamental as the way of influencing decision. Now that really we're entering also in any season, honestly across the globe, that is also good thing to guide the market. Sentiment has been boosted by the report I've said earlier, that the UK government is preparing for what to do another major U-turn on what on plans on tax cut and others. And these are what we're looking. Don't forget that because of this tax cut news, you saw how the currency also dropped to almost for a long period of time touching that low. This tells you that investors are really catching. That's why investment is driven by what by all these news and policies and all those. But for you to be a successful investor, you must not rely on the news alone on the fundamental. You must see the attitude of people in that domain, in that market, in that region, to see how they are reacting to those information that's emanating from different, and whether from regulators, from government, from whether physical side or monetary side. These are what shape economy. That means you must learn how to use all this information. The ones that are coming from companies also are very, very important. And also the liquidity level in that environment also will tell you what's likely to do. Because as speaking now, investors' confidence is a bit up now this hour and this market, but the more economic outlook deteriorate, that's also determine what to go. You can see that the fear of a recession has continued also to affect the crude oil market. You can see that today it's up and down. and also what is happening in Ukraine and Russia has not really stopped for that. We have other influence, and also the tightening monetary policy across the globe. You can see what's also doing to different economy across the world. For that, we need to also keep our eyes on it. US and China, you can see these are the two strong, biggest economy. You can see that China has not really come out to to give a clear direction where they are going. Their GDP has also not been so good in the previous quarters, but we want forward to see how they are quickly going to look at this time so that to also guide investor and that of US also, because all eyes are also now that we see their release their inflation figure for September. All eyes on what to see the GDP for also for the period in a moment from now that will also determine where they are. We know that technically that will say that they are in recession, but I will tell you that figure that GDP will give us a clear direction where the economy is. Also, Bank of European Central Bank, they are not sleeping. Also, they are trying to also say that this continuous rate hike is going to also to play. The lawmakers are also looking at how to marry all this that is happening to make sure that this economy around it will not slip into recession. But in the midst of all this, we are seeing a positive earnings emanating in different regions, even from the for the United Kingdom where we are seeing that some figures are coming there. Mixed numbers we are seeing positive, we are seeing negative. Also in US and other market across the globe. But I will tell you that this morning oil price, as I've said, have risen also to trade around there to speak now 93 again. After you have dropped as low as 91 again, which also tell you that these are the factors influencing on what these activities across the globe as to speak now. Yes, US market, I've said earlier, all the indicators or indices that there are in green. Also in Europe market, Asia is not left behind, but Africa market is missed. As to speak, Nigeria market down here, we are seeing a huge drop this morning as a result of what they set down in what in Africa. Personally, I'm not surprised seeing Earth Africa at that level because I said in one of the programs that this time every investor is looking at where can I maximize what profit or return. If I'm putting my money in that kind of stuff, even if I'm playing defensive because of the nature of the stuff, at that price, what will be the likely dividend yield that will come from for Ether? I still expect that Ether will come down, and that is what is happening. But I believe that should not panic investor because I tell you that it's not just using the market or share index alone to do your decision because the impact of Ether on the NGS. Once it shake, it will still going to impact on what as we speak now. This loss this morning have brought the market below the cyclical line of 47,000, almost around 46 now. That's not panic. If you look at individual sectors indices, how are they performing to guide your decision? But I know that as Ether is coming down because of investors are looking at there are other competitors that are seeing a better yield. They are going to set down to go to that sector for the short time. Like I said, time value of money. These are what we are seeing, and I'm not surprised that it might be institutional investors that are in this company are also selling that to go and take advantage of what is happening in the banking sector, what's happening in the oil sector, what's happening, in the industrial goods sector, and also those real estate back equities or assets also at this particular time. Don't forget that this is third quarter. We're expecting the numbers that hit the market recently. I'll tell you these are mixed number, but we can see that impressive ones are already showing out. And these are companies that have done well also in their previous quarters. Investors should be guided with all this figure so that at the end of the day, you take what informed investment decision. You don't need to panic. I'll tell you that when you are, you have up your game in terms of knowledge, in terms of skill to trade this market at any market condition, you are able to work to make out something that will support your bottom line at the end of the day. And this is what we are seeing in the market as to speak. Investors should not panic for anything, but rather they should learn how to take advantage of what is happening in the market and across the globe to take investment decision. That is the only way they can hold at this moment. That is where to invest when we are trading equity anywhere in the world. If we have it at the back of our mind, we can now know this we are already in the right place to make the right decision in this any season. Don't forget that any season comes with a lot of characteristics. Like in any season, we expect to see improve liquidity, improve buying and selling. See also disappointment and also surprises. Also at the same time, all eyes are on this macroeconomic data we're expecting today. As we speak now, I've not seen whether they've announced the figure for the data or the figure for inflation for the month of September down here. If that has happened, we'll also change activity in the market to see where more funds will come, whether more funds will leave or also more funds will come to the equity space as to speak. That's why investor does not need to to panic at all. But take all this data you are seeing that they are feeding you with from the Bureau of Statistics and also from quoted companies to what to guide your investment decision, so that at the end of the day you'll be in for what for a better you know have last quarter of the year. But these are ways to what one can take advantage of what is happening in the market, because at the end of the day, you make what informed investment decision. There's no cause for alarm as to speak. Yes, we want to look at the numbers that were released to the market recently. But before we go to look at what is happening in the market, but I've given you a brief that market is in red. But before we go to see what the chart is doing, we want to look at all these data that were released, or earnings that were released to the market. We need to understand what they stand and how can you as investor or I also that is also talking to benefit from it. We need to understand how to take advantage of all this information, so that you can make what informed investment decision at the end of the day. Once we're able to do that, we are good to go. The good thing is that we saw the 9 months earnings from after with UCAP. I have discussed it in the Q&A class, but for those in live class, we need to look at it together again before we go into looking at the live chart to see what the market is saying. But if you look at UCAP result, I would say this is a number that also should support the price this morning if investors are looking at where to put their fund, where to take position, or they are still analyzing the number. Like always tell people that when they release number like this, it is really the retail investor that want to rush, but those institutional investors will take time to do what for due diligence on this number to see what is possible at the end of the year. But from the figure we're seeing an improved performance that will be sustained in the last quarter of the year, which is already in. Look at gross earnings moved from 11.33 billion to 14.55 billion, representing 28.42% up. Also, in that direction, PAT, which is the earnings after taking care of what all the expenses, every other cost. Don't forget that this company also has a bond they are servicing. But after every cost, both tax for government, the PAT is what we are really interested in. That is what I'm most interested in. It moved from 5.97 billion to 7.72 billion, within 29% up for the last quarter for the 9 months of the year so far that ended what in September. Then EPS moved from 99 kobo to what to 1 naira 29 kobo. Good one. The profit margin, to show how efficient they are, moved from 52.65 to what 63.04%. I would say this is a good one to also have competent and how to be able to manage their resources effectively. For the managers that they will say kudos to them. This is a good number that also we should also reckon with. Yes, the newly listed company on the exchange also, which is a good sign for them to be among the early filers. For me, it's a good sign. Those newly listed, they will release their result to the market for you to know what is happening in the company what has happened in the company in the last 9 months of the year. Don't forget that fundamental is also giving us what has happened. That means these are historical data we are looking for. They are important to gather what our future decision. That is why we must combine your work of fundamental and your technical to see how the present is reacting to this past information we are hearing, because that the ninth month has ended in September, already in October. But figure that coming there will guide you what decision to take. We now see what the market is reacting to that decision. The numbers they are not releasing to tell you what to do at this point. That's why I said we must look at this fundamental and technical to what to form your decision to take action on what to do or what not to do. But as we speak now, we're looking at Geregu. Geregu, as I've said, is a good one for seeing this figure. But I would say that this is a missed number, not portraying what we are seeing, what we saw in their 2021 financial year. As we speak now, this is already 9 months, but we see that there's a decline, in the revenue already from 54.3 billion to 39 billion, representing 15% down from the previous year or previous quarter 2021 toward 2022. This 15% down. In that direction, also we are seeing that PH also down, declined from 11.33 billion to 10.03 billion. That's almost 12 or 11% also down for the period. In that direction, this translates to what? Also to EPS of 4 naira against the 4 naira 53 kobo posted in 2021. These are decline we are seeing. But if you look at the profit margin, there's an improvement there, Also because also the decline we're seeing, you can understand, from 20.87 to 25 point, from 7.2% for the profit margin. Yes, you can say that this sector, the ITO utility, which we're not important about, we can see that something must have happened because at the end of 2021, they're already having about 8 naira 40 kobo for full year. But with this third quarter, no below 6 naira, for me, it's also tell you something that they might not likely to go less at this last quarter. But with what we're seeing in terms of know, pipeline vandalization, gas problem here and there, will they sustain that again? That means for me, a pullback in this price will make it attractive. But we believe that whatever affected the result for this 9 months and for this quarter, even at the end of the year, will also change going to the future. If that happens, because of the nature of their business, we expect to get to see a better number coming from this company at the end of the day. If that happens, that will also be a plus for the stock. But at the speak now, there's no cause for any panicking. But for those that are taking position, fine. But for me, I would advise that we wait to see if this number we're seeing will put the price lower down. That will also make it a good buying point for those that are designing and those that are also looking forward where to make capital acquisition. Like I always say, where the billionaire has, it should also be there because these people will not allow their stock to go down to the level that it will affect them. And don't forget that as we are entering the end of the year, by December now, you will also be hearing Forbes and their group doing a rating for different kind of people. That will also be a problem. But the good news again that apart from others that came from the look-up stock like Infinity Trust and the Livingstone, result also were good. But want to look at the audited account that came from PZ. This one was released if it's not yesterday night or in between Saturday. But this number also look good. But I will say it again that the figure we're seeing here is not a full reflection of the business activities of this company because of what assets disposal, like we call extraordinary income that also supported this number. But the good thing that the change in terms of payout, that they are also compensating investors for those assets they also sold by increasing their payout from even as low as from 25 kobo to 1 naira. 1 kobo is a good thing for PZ. But for those that will take advantage of this dividend at this price of close last Friday around AF 840, but this one I think is leading the gainers chart already with almost 10% or 9.7%. But we want to look at the results now to see how this is going to play. As we're also expecting their Q1 that is already overdue because we expect to see their Q1 and start September. September has gone, October gone. Now we're in October. That means any moment from now they'll be released their full year, expected to show their corporate action. This will guide the investor on what to do. For those that want to take dividend that are buying at this price, take dividend and capital ratio, fine. For those that are there to see when the price can get to 12 naira 13 at that price to also come out, this are going to guide you. But as we speak now, the turnover for the for the full year ended May 2022, they saw a movement from 2021 revenue of 82.58 billion to 99.5 billion, representing about 20% up. Yeah, it's a good growth in terms of 50%. Like I said, this also meets the criteria, but others do not meet go into the numbers. If you look at PAT, what to summarize, we're not looking at their cost of sales, but we believe that for you to get PAT, you're taking care of your cost of sale, all your operating expenses, and also your tax. That's why we look at these numbers that are giving us direction. Look at PAT for this company, move from 1.8 billion to about 6.7 billion, represent about 276% up. Good, but I told you what happened that impacted this about 6 billion. Yes, if you really look at the numbers, the real revenue from the business, yeah, there's improvement there if you compare to what they did in 2021. Fine, but I think much was more from the assets disposed, which is also not too good, but also supported the payout, which is also good. But you as an investor should look at to see, after this one, what the first quarter will look like, and they're not selling assets, second quarter, then we now know the real performance of the company as we speak now. The EPS moved from 53 kobo to 1 naira 15 kobo, and out of that they are paying 1 naira 1 kobo against the 25 kobo. And if you look at the profit margin, you see that this company cost of operation is high, and even because what's happening in the environment, the profit margin moved from 2.16. After this is very low to even 6. There's improvement, but still far below. To show that the cost implication in this operating environment now, not only here that's a global thing. This will reflect what we expect more from some manufacturing and other company in the exchange. But for those that are able to manage their resources very well, that have done backward integration, might not see much, but it's a time for us to see this result so that we can make a good forecast and preparation or position for what for the end of the year. Because Q3 number, as I said earlier, is very, very important to guide any of our decisions at this very point. That means we have to keep our finger crossed as we expect more earnings to shape the market, and also this economic data we're expecting today to give us a direction where the market is going as we speak now. Yes, as we speak, I want to quickly look at what is happening in the market proper, that we know where we stand and what is the index doing at this moment. Is very, very key to know what the index is doing. Like I said, that they lost in no in Airtel has really brought the market below the circle line of what of 47,000 mark, which I said that this is what is going to work for me. We are seeing a balance. If you look at what is also happening in the in terms of a market breadth, you can also know that the market is trying to find stability at this moment. If you look at what the market is doing at 46,300 and 52.77 point. Market down 1,216.27, represent about 2.6% in the red. This has a lot of what Airtel losing what 10%, maximum 10% flat to trade at what at 1,620 naira, 1,620 naira as we speak at this moment. These are the forces that put the market in this position. For me, it is a sign that investors should also understand why I always say that the ocean there is not enough to give you direction. As we speak now, the market breadth is flat. We are seeing 8 losers and 8 what and 8 9 gainers and 8 losers slightly in the green. But because of one of the highly priced stock losing, the market is in red. But look at market breadth, we are seeing marginal gain of what of having 9 gainers and what and 8 losers. Topping the gainer start is PZ, followed by Jaiz Bank, Wasi International Brewery, GT Code, and Mansa. These are the top 5 gainers at this hour. Then also look at the losers as we speak now. The losers were seeing Airtel leading pack, followed by University Press. Also we are seeing Sovereign Trust Insurance and NACO and Champs. These are the top losers. People, I will tell you that volume is very, very important in any market. And even when we are doing individual stock, as we speak now, if you look at the volume chart, we are seeing Fidelity leading in that. And don't forget that this morning, we are seeing also a report that Fidelity has been able to redeem their Euro bond, which is a good sign. It shows that the state of this company, of this bank, for me, this is a good thing for the market, especially for Fidelity Bank. It shows that this bank is strong in terms of liquidity and also asset base and also the business they are doing. Numbers also showing where the bank is going. Fidelity is leading in terms of volume at this hour, followed by GT Code, Uregu, Power, UBA, and Transcorp. These are the top of in terms of volume traded. Like I said, when you can see volume in this kind of company, that means people are taking taking advantage of price and also expectation of this company numbers to hit the market. Uregu price has not changed, but we're seeing over about 2.5 million shares traded. For Fidelity, we're seeing about 14.2 million shares. For GT Code, about 13.56 million shares traded. These are the position of the market as we speak right now. Yes, we go to our chart to look at what is the chart saying about the market now. But I told you that market is in red as a result of what this cycle that also put the market up, also adjusting as investors have been called portfolio shuffling, doing also sectoral rotation, what to take advantage of the last quarter seasonality and also some position ahead of a full year dividend, knowing that stock like Airtel as much as year end, we're going to see those dividends coming from the December year end. That is why we are seeing portfolio reshuffling is ongoing now, and that is how to trade. I'm not surprised seeing it this way, but the strength of the state of earnings and also support where the market will go. And also those companies that were expecting also to come with interim dividend might likely also impact the market. Stock like Total, Nestle, and also Nigeria Brewery, if they maintain their the history, their policy, collection policy of trade dividend they've done. But the new components that really come on board in terms of entering in this quarter is Presco and the Waco. Let's also see how they will respond this period. For quick one, let's look at the market. As said earlier, seeing this chart this way now, you can know that the market is already bleeding. You can see market losing 2.6 at this hour. It's not a good one, but we need to also look at what is happening properly. Yes, let me call the polygon band here at this hour to show you the power of improve activities in any market, either for positive or for negative. These are the things that we're going to look at this hour. Just very brief because of our time. Our money flow and what and our C line is very, very important as we speak. Yes, it's not say okay. Yeah. Sorry, let me call our CC is also another indicator. Okay, you can see that if you look at the market situation now, market is below the T line, which is the blue line here. You can see on the day chart. Or after almost coming closer, you can see that it's below the T line. And I said earlier, whenever you are seeing that the market on the downside is far from the T line, you can see it's coming far. Because that it will bounce back is there. And don't forget the same method that give us this pullback here again because of Ether lost about 9% that day. Today you can see the same Ether. If market tries to side trend here, another pullback, the market is doing its correction. But I believe that once the earnings come and we still start seeing a volume or liquidity coming back to the market, we might see a reversal. But let's look our eyes on what the figure for inflation is saying. On this note here, to come back and see, despite the market is pulling back here, you can see that we're seeing that the money flow for the daily chart is almost around the 30, 39, which is for me is a good one. You can see the volume of funds, you can see it here improving, but you can see why the CCI, which is the commodity channel, and they are telling us we are seeing a weaker momentum. You can see it's turning back now. Even that have not caused to enter this shaded, but here it's reversing. It's a sign, of course, of what this pullback, this sell-off saw in Ether that put the market down. As we speak, if I told you the market bet remain a bit slightly positive, 9 gainers against loser at this hour, but at the end of the day, we get full picture of where the market is going from here. Let's look at the market on the 1-hour chart. On the 1-hour chart, the same thing, 1-hour chart, you can see that I think it's right to open up here, but on the negative you can see after that contracted here, see the open is going coming down. It's also not too good. But also 1-hour floor is going to see from everything is down now. This is what a weak what momentum we're seeing here for the general market. Yes, because of our time, let's quickly look at those companies that really we have called earlier that are the ones that we need to look at. We want to look at what is happening in PZ. That is, for look at PZ chart as we speak. Quickly look at PZ chart together. Look at PZ. Look at GT code. That strength is still there. Look at let's look at what is happening in Jais. Jais trying to come back now. Let's look at what is happening in Jais Bank and the Fidelity Bank. Step permit us to look at UBA. But let's quickly look at first of all, look at what is happening in PZ as the one leading the market after releasing an impressive number with a strong payout now. Let's look at what the stock is doing in terms of where the chart is taking us from that position to know whether we should hold or we should also exit in the stock. If you look at your this particular line, you can see this is a 1-hour chart. Already you can see that the stock is trading above the T line from where it is now. You can see where it is now. This morning you can see above the T line. You can see where the stock. This is a 1-hour chart. But you can see that money flow is already reading around 81. It's a good one for me. It's a good one. And but if you look at the CCI, you can see even at this point we're seeing strong momentum. Even as coming down, still very strong, but to get to level for us to say it's weak. This for a 1-hour chart. But let's look at the day chart for the stock of PZ. PZ, if you look at PZ, yes, we're seeing a strong momentum as reviewed by CCI here, where you can see where it is now, trending up, good one. for money flow is still very small as we speak. Very low, sorry, below 20, but it break out the 50, that was a full form and strong to enter the market. I can see that it's looking at the on the day chart, it's still trading below what the T line. We have not seen a clear number where it's going. The market close to see where it close finally to give you a reach out position. Let's look at our GT code. GT code, where is it going from here? I've seen it slow down after touching 8 naira, 18 naira 10 kobo. Yes, you can see GT code on the day chart. You can see this stock, low activity, but the good thing is your idea that if you look at the stock and remain below the T line, try to come out above the T line, come down again. But all this while from here to here, you can see the men are below the T line. But it has broken out the T line now here. You can see it here. Even have broken out the 20 days moving average on the daily chart. Breaking out, but not to trade flat on the daily moving average. It's a good sign. But this sign we're seeing here for a trade market that tries to remove is a sign of weakness. But that's not that you should start dropping out. It will still wait as far all eyes are still on the banks reward, on the group reward, third quarter result. But we're seeing improved money flow around 34, which is good, and we're seeing momentum also looking a bit of strong. Look at what was CCR index for now, which is good. That means for those that are taking position, don't panic. Let's look for to see the figure. I believe that as they're selling out those highly priced stock to enter this blue chip company and company that has a stronger fundamental with a good payout policy, and that also will support their price as we expect to see GTCO maintaining this momentum. Let's quickly look at Fidelity Bank. Let's see what Fidelity Bank is doing to speak now. Right, Fidelity Bank. On the daily chart, you can see phone is now entering monthly back, but you can see it coming down. You see, but momentum is still flat here, not up. But if you look at it, the T line, you can see it's in green, but below the T line, or the breakout that will confirm what a good upper opportunity, and also see a reversal in this morning flow. You can see that from here, it has been on below the T line. Check for this down here. It came up from and break out the T line, it's trading below the T line as we speak. Let's look at 1 hour chart for Fidelity Bank. On the 1 hour chart, Fidelity Bank can see that for 2 hours ago down, but now this 1 hour at this hour now I can see this is a good sign for the stock to do that there's something to happen at the end of the day. I see it up here trading above the T line now on this chart. You can see your money flows reading almost 84. It's a good one for 1 hour chart, and this is what gives us proper information on where we are going from here. Let's keep our finger also crossed at this moment, because we're also seeing that there's opportunity in Fidelity for us to take advantage of Fidelity as the market is on now. But let's look at quickly look at said Jaiz Bank before we look at UBA finally for the recording. Because of our time, we start much of time. Let's look at Jaiz Bank. Yes, Jaiz Bank. Jaiz Bank. Jaiz Bank on your 1 hour chart, you can see almost breaking out the upper polygon band, and you know what it means. At this time, you have to look at what the momentum is saying, but this is strong. For me, look at the 1 hour chart, continue maintaining this in the last 3 hours. You can see that the stock has been on the uptrend. It's a good one. I'm not surprised that it's among the top gainers. You can see it already on your chart. That's why I say watch the pictorial, which is the chart, is telling you what is happening, what is the psychology of the people. Money flow is strong. You can see where it is, almost 96. I can see strong momentum here from your CCR. This is a good one for the stock. But let's quickly look at a day chart for this stock to get the full. Let's look at this chart to get the full. Let's look at this chart to speak now. Yeah. As we speak now, looking at the chart now, okay, at this hour, this chart is telling us that look at what is happening to Jaiz Bank. Jaiz Bank is really positive as it's trading above the T line, and for me, it's a good one for Jaiz Bank. You can see also money flow and where it is, and there's strong momentum. This is a good one for the stock. You can see that it has crossed the T line from here. That's why I say you must also look at where it crossed the T line. Look at what happened from all this level. It crossed the T line here, the blue line, and try trading above it. Does not broken down the T line. Nothing above 20 days moving average as where it is trading above T line. Like the more I say you want is para, the highest have been at around this point. Once you break out all this level, which is almost breaking out today, once you break out this resistance level, apart from this one that touch almost 1 naira, then you have that you can start to profit from the stock as we speak. Finally, let's look at UBA before we call it a day. UBA. I'll say yes, UBA on a day chart, you can see that the way it's trending. Yeah, UBA is trending flat on the T line. It has not gone down below it. Even as it's trending here, you can see, this is strong bullish candle, but we saw a bear one, a bullish, a bear one. It's just oscillating in between the up and down here, but still strong as it trade, on top of the T line, not below. But money flow is still trying to look up below 30, right at 29. First to see improvement here. Let the critical number of this bank come to the market. That will also give a push either to the up or the down, depending on the strength of what or the figure released by the bank. On this note, I'll say thank you for your time. I'm sorry that I'll start a little late because of a little online issue, but I said tomorrow we'll start at the normal time. But I'll advise that you go to the YouTube. You can see a lot of videos are already there to guide you on what is happening in the market and what to do. Even the one we did this morning also will also be there later in the afternoon. This live class will be there. Go you see different videos, analysis hangout, and all are there to also guide you and also know what is happening and what to do in this season, especially as any season is already on that way. We have seen that kicked off already from expectation of more numbers to come to give that needed push to the market. But for me, I'm surprised I've not seen much happening in the price of lookout. That also tell you the kind of liquidity level we're having. But I believe that once the big investors, players start after done their own analysis, after doing their own analysis, when they have done their own analysis, anyone I put it, that will also determine where the price will go. But I've seen value in that stock already. Look forward to see the market reacting to it today and in the next trading day, if not today. As more people see value in that stock, might see. For those that are thinking for where to get value for dividend, I think the stock to also keep your eyes as you speak. Yes, thank you and enjoy the rest of your trading.